Yeah. Motor mask moonrise, you feel me? Because the sun's going down, the moon's coming out. Nah, I'm just playing. But I'm just out here watering my grass, exfoliating my skin and all that shit, deep cleansing. And I was just thinking about a video that I was watching about what did the 2000s look like to people, all throughout different decades in history. And so the video was really interesting. It looked back in the 1920s, and that was right around the time that the airplane had just been invented and was just becoming commercialized. And so a lot of the futuristic sort of a lot of the future science fiction thought that like humanity would just continue to take to the skies and that we would have flying cars by the year 2000. Here we are in 2021. Obviously that was way off track, but then they fast forward to I think the 40s or the 50s or whatever, when nuclear power was having a huge influence on life, and a lot of artists depicted the future at that time. In the 1950s or whatever, they predicted that the year 2000 would be all like nuclear power. We would have little jetpacks that would be powered through nuclear fusion or whatever, and then that we would have like little mini suns instead of light bulbs and stuff. Obviously that was way off too. And then you fast forward again, and you go to the little bit more into the future, and automation, robotics was like a fairly new thing, and they thought we would have like robotic personal assistants by the year 2000. Well, here we are, 2021. All that stuff is not quite how it seemed, obviously, right? And it's really fun to think about that kind of stuff, like what would the future be like 100 years from now. But it's fun and all to think about like technology and whatnot, but it really made me think about like all those cringy ass posts that I see, that, like the future that liberals want, all that conservative ass propaganda trying to paint Democrats out to being, just these like radicalists that just want like everybody in the future to be transgender or whatever. First of all, quit using that kind of rhetoric to label all Democrats, because to be truthful with you, most of us aren't even, I guess I would consider myself politically Democrat, but morally my values are very conservative. But, first of all, don't just label all of us as like radical fucking, I don't even know what you think, like a blue-haired transvestite or some shit. But really, those kind of things come out of fear, because they fear that, that's not part of their identity, and they're feeling like it's forced on them. That's my theory. But the thing is, like, nobody's trying to force it on you. We're just trying to create a fair and equal world so that anybody of any creed, of any sexuality, of any sort of orientation or gender can have the same opportunities and be treated fairly, just as anybody else is. And they apply that same kind of speak that the future that liberals want type of bullshit to like the Black Lives Matter stuff. And really, I mean, that's just I think that just stems from straight up racism, straight up fear. But like what's so wrong with a future where we're more multicultural? I don't really see any problem with that. And just because you don't understand another person's culture, just because you don't understand Black culture, doesn't mean that they're fucking living like monkeys. And you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of, like, ever since the civil rights movement, because here's the thing, like, back then, there was a lot of resistance for the civil rights movement, and a lot of the rhetoric that they would use is very similar to the same rhetoric that the conservatives use today, which is, oh, I don't want a future where I live next to a monkey. They would use derogatory terms like that. And obviously, here we are, fast forward 50 plus years into the future, 70, I don't even know, it's been a long time. And, there's a lot of really extremely successful Black people. And just because you don't understand their culture doesn't mean that they're monkeys or that they ever were monkeys. You just didn't understand their culture. And that's not really something to be afraid of. It's just something to accept. We live in America. We live in a place with, where our entire foundation was built on immigration, where our entire foundation was built on people bringing in their own cultures, own influences from other parts of the world. If you really want to preserve anything, you should probably, look into preserving the Native American culture, because a lot of that got wiped out early on. But that's a whole different topic. What I'm trying to say is that, all these bullshit ass memes that I see. Actually, I haven't seen them lately because I deleted a lot of my social media apps, but ones that I would see about the future that liberals want, and it's just some dumb bullshit. Like, you couldn't be more further off. That's not even how the future is going to be. Again, it's just about creating a more accepting society, a society where we have the same sort of economic, privileges, the same socioeconomic opportunities for everybody, regardless whether you're, a WASP, or whether you're brown like me, whether you're black like my neighbor, or Asian like my roommates, or gay like my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just this like stupid propaganda, and it's just so ridiculous. And I think it really just stems from fear. And if that's the case, then I just hope you find hope. Anyways, yeah, again, it's fun to think about future technologies, but when I'm thinking about the future culture, something that I won't be around to see, because I'm thinking 100 years from now, something that none of us will be around to see. But it's definitely not like these stupid painted pictures by the conservative propaganda, that super far right bullshit. I'm not super far left. I'm not on that super far left bullshit either. Trust me. Although I consider myself a political Democrat, I still find a lot of the shit that kind of gets attributed to our side of the political spectrum kind of cringy myself when you get too extreme. I think extremism is just probably what the problem is. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic too. Anyways, y'all, stay up, stay healthy, keep going, keep progressing, stay smart. Stay clean. Peace.